Hello everybody and welcome back to the damn computer. We're at the damn computer because the damn sofa's across the room, because we're at the damn podcast channel. Now if you are watching this is my other channel, this is my podcast channel, so make sure you're subscribed to it, and also make sure you're subscribed to my other channel, the main channel. That's where I do like deeper dives, longer content. Over here I'll go live sometimes and do shorter videos like this where I go over true crime updates and headlines and things of that nature. And that's it. Again, thank you to everybody who makes the Sofa Squad possible. I appreciate all of you for making it possible and making this the channel the place to be and to hang out. Now, that being said, you saw the thumbnail, you know what we're talking about today. Y'all, Sherry Papini's husband is pissed, okay? So here's how we're going to do this. I'm going to be, number one, just going over some bullet points of all the update stuff with this. I have put the links down in the description below to like full articles you can read on this. So we're going to be talking about Sherry Papini. Now remember, she is the woman who, she went, allegedly, we know this is all a lie at this point. She went missing years ago. She was allegedly kidnapped by 2 Hispanic women. She resurfaced a couple of weeks later. You know, she had 2 children, a husband. It was horrible. And then recently it's come out that it was all a lie. And then even more recent, you know, she was arrested on this. She has pled guilty. Now the husband's like, I'm over it. I had done a video on it when this kind of recently popped back off again, and some of my questions were, did the husband know about this? Because GoFundMes were created and all this type of stuff. I mean, it was Dateline, like literally it splashed all over the place. And again, similar in fashion to like what we're seeing with some of these cases, high profile cases of people crying wolf, it dilutes the voices of real victims and survivors. And unfortunately, I mean, think about all the people who were missing, who really had stuff going on, and Sherry Papini took all the headlines away from them. Because let me tell you what, it was, I mean, it dominated everything. I mean, people were adamant. You know, here's the thing. I remember when this happened, but I wasn't following it at the time. And so looking back on it, I mean, people are telling me like, I mean, it was like there was a hard line. You either thought she was lying or not, and people were willing to die over this, right? And then, of course, it comes up that she was completely lying. So, that being said, I'm just going to go over some of the bullet points. I do have my computer right in front of me, so I'm going to kind of just be reading that, and then we'll just kind of talk on them. So, like I said, 39-year-old mother, they're Redding, California. She did plead guilty to making false statements to a federal agent in mail fraud. So she's facing 14 months in prison. She agreed to pay $300,000 in restitution. She's scheduled to be sentenced on July 11th. Then, like, bam, right after, her husband Keith filed for divorce. Okay, they have 2 children together. Now, he says in these filings that there were significant mental health issues and that Sherry is not in a position to provide good parenting to their kids. I mean, I could have told you that. Now, he wants sole custody of the children. And this is what he says about the arrest and what she has said about it. And that I was dying to know this. So his statement included in the divorce documents says, in March 2022, Sherry Papini was literally tackled by law enforcement officers while arresting her, all in the immediate presence of our children. They were again traumatized after she was released from jail. She assured them that the arrest was all a mistake. We're going to talk about that. Both I and especially our children were traumatized by her disappearance, and I spent much time and money trying to find my wife. The trauma inflicted on our children at the unexpected loss of their mother was heartbreaking. I mean, can you imagine? These are young children at the time, right? I mean, they still are young, but very young at the time. Okay, so let's pause there. Well, hold on. He says, in the statement he finished saying, I'm asking the court to help me protect my children from the negative impact of their mother's notoriety. Okay, before we get into the rest of it. So this was my question, because I was like, what have they been doing for the last several years? The way I'm reading this, she has continued to be lying about it. She has stuck by that story all the way up till she was arrested, and then even kept lying. Now, maybe she was, because I'm just assuming she was still lying to him if she was lying to the kids. Because if that's the case, why would, I mean, I could see telling that to the children, but then why would you tell that to the husband or not tell the husband and then the children? And then him divorce and use that as part of that. You see where I'm going with this? It's very tricky. I think she's been lying the whole damn time. I mean, and to him and everything, right? So there's that. Now let's keep going. This is another thing I find interesting. Keith is also asking to be relieved of responsibility for Papini's debts, which include, here's this, 2 unsecured loans from her mother-in-law, Kathleen. So correct me if I'm wrong, isn't that his mother? Her mother-in-law is his mom, right? I mean, right? 56. She's 56 years old. And any obligations arising from her criminal behavior. That's the other thing. Remember all that money, all that stuff that came up? I mean, you're going to have to get divorced in this, right? She is going to be held for so much money. It's like, dude, like, I mean, come on, right? You're going to have to do something. Now, this is some of the things that she said in court. Okay. She said, I'm deeply ashamed of myself for my behavior, and I'm so sorry for the pain that I've caused my family, my friends, and all the good people who needlessly suffer because of my story and those who work so hard to try and help me. I will work the rest of my life to make amends for what I have done. So now she has not returned home since her release from jail. She's currently living with a relative. According to Keith, she's already missed one scheduled visitation with her children. So, I mean, come on. This girl, this woman, this young lady, whatever you want to call her, she needs some serious mental help, right? Any person who would do something to this level, not only to their spouse, but their damn children, has no business being around them as far as I'm concerned. Now, I mean, it's easy to sit here on my damn pedestal and judge, right? I get that. But, I mean, this is such a severe trauma that it's like she needs major psychological help, right? Before, I mean, just imagine that kind of, like, betrayal you would feel from your mother. Like, why did you abandon us? Why did you lie? Why did you do that? And if someone's capable of doing that, what else are they capable of? We don't know. Imagine what it was like to live with her on a daily basis as your mother making decisions for you, right? Because clearly she ain't the best decision maker. So we're going to totally be following this and see what will happen. I hope that Keith and the children, you know, this can be a process in getting to a safe spot. And just like it said, the notoriety that is going to come with her from this. I mean, I'm sure there's people who are making all sorts of threats to them. You know what I'm saying? Which is not cool either. It's just, you know, it's despicable what she did, but their family, you know, these kids are innocent. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully they can be protected from her, and we'll just have to follow it and see. So that's it. Thank you for joining me. That's the update for today on that. Don't forget to subscribe to the channels below and this one. Make sure you're there. And that's it. Thanks for being part of the sofa. And until next time at this damn computer, we'll see you soon.